Everybody legally equipped and compliant with the rules. Check into the jewelry, please. You don't want to introduction of players.
Between the Scripps Ranch Falcons and the Serra. Announcing the lineups for today's contest. For the Scripps Ranch Falcons, number 8, Katie Elliman. Number 3, Brooke Scholl. Number 4, Rebecca Sandoval. Number 14, Marina Elliott. Number 13, Adriana Velasquez. And number 15, Nicole Palmer. Now the starters for the Falcons. Batting first, catcher, number 9, Tiffany Taylor. Number 6, Alicia Ortman. Pitcher, number 12, Dana Sorensen. Right fielder, number 17, Christina Klaus. Second baseman, number 5, Taylor Edwards. First baseman, number 16, Katie Sorensen. Left fielder, number 11, Tino Mateo. Third baseman, number 2, Chrissy Pereira. The Falcons are coached by Allison Panda with assistants Amy Lloyd and Steve Ferreira. The players from Serra Hospital. And number 3, Jill Garcia. Number 6, Sam Gallup. Number 8, Dana Jewell. Number 9, Sonia Larimore. Number 14, Allison Sobek. Number 15, Shauna McDonald. And the starters for the Conquistadors. Batting first, at shortstop, number 21, Allison Schultz. At third base, number 5, Nadia Gibson. At catcher, number 13, Brooke Johnson. At first base, number 7, Linnea Mamuma. In center field, number 10, Sharice Thompson. At second base, number 12, Jackie Ahinga. In right field, number 1, Ginger Villa. Pitching, number 11, Megan McDonald. Designated hitter, number 2, Jessica Wheeler. And left fielder, number 4, Corey Jenkins. The Conquistadors are coached by John Labina with assistants Susan Skinner, MJ Griswold, and Joe Skinner. We'd like you all now to please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Tiffany Chambers.
Hi everybody, I'm Dan Williams, and on behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'd like to welcome you to the campus of UCSD. We're at the Triton Baseball Complex, site of today's Super Game of the Week. It's the San Diego CIF section of the Arco AMPM 1998 Division II Softball Championships, and we've got two top teams ready to go head-to-head from Scripps Ranch High School. It's the Fighting Falcons with the head coach Allison Kinda. They're going to be going up the Serra Conquistadors, head coach John Labetta. The Conquistadors have been chosen as the home team. They are out on the field defensively right now. Let's take a look at their defensive rosters. Behind the plate at catcher is number 13, Brooke Johnson. Number 3, Linnea Manumi. She wears number 7 at the 3 position. That's first base. Number 12, Jackie Ahinga, will be at second. Allison Schultz, wearing jersey number 21, is at the shortstop position. Now making the charge is the third baseman, Nadia Gibson, and Gibson, wearing jersey number 5, makes the throw, and that's out number 1 for Scripps Ranch with Tiffany Chambers, the throw being 5-3, and that'll be out number 1.
Now batting.
Number 4 in left field for Serra, that's Corey Jenkins. Sharice Thompson, the center fielder, she wears jersey 10, and Ginger Villa, wearing number 1, is the right fielder. On the mound for Serra is number 11, Megan McDonald. Now up to bat for Scripps, number 6, Crystal Thompson. Crystal plays center field for Scripps Ranch. The count is 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out. Laying off a high-speed pitch for ball number 2 is Crystal Thompson. The batting order for the Scripps Ranch Falcons, they're up first. Tiffany Chambers leads off. Crystal Thompson will bat number 2nd. Alicia Ortman is batting 3rd. Dana Sorensen, cleanup. Christina Klaus, followed by Taylor Edwards, Katie Sorensen, Kainoa Mateo, and Chrissy DeLeo. So Tiffany Chambers bounces out on the grounder, 5-3. Crystal Thompson, 2 balls, no strikes, and the third ball is high for Crystal Thompson. So she runs the count, 3 balls, no strikes. We're in the top of the first inning. There's no score just underway. We go 7 innings to determine the Division II champions. And we have got a beautiful day for baseball right here. No clouds in the sky, slight breeze moving from the hind plate out towards the outfield position. It'll help the ball carry. And that'll be a strike called, so the ball goes 3 balls and 1 strike to Crystal Thompson. On deck is Alicia Ortman. For the Scripps Ranch Falcons, they have a seeding of 2nd in this playoff, only behind Serra. Bouncer to second base, an easy throw by Jackie Ahinga. That play goes 4-3, and that's out number 2 for the Falcons.
Goes Ahinga to Manuma.
So 2 outs, and now stepping up to the plate, Alicia Ortman. Ortman plays shortstop for the Falcons.
Shortstop, Alicia Ortman.
And it's 2 up and 2 down for Megan McDonald, both on grounders, and she'd love to be able to keep this pace up all game long. Sun is out, and this is an absolute gorgeous day. McDonald with the windup. And they're going to call that one a ball. So the first pitch is a ball, and we'll go from there. So Scripps Ranch Falcons came into this game along with the Serra Conquistadors, going through the playoff rounds, first round, semifinals, getting to here. Foul ball out of play. That'll go to the fans in the snack bar. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count on Alicia Ortman. So in the playoff seeding, it was Serra Conquistadors seeded number 1, right behind them Scripps Ranch Falcons number 2, and you can tell the powers that be knew what they were talking about, because here we are in the championship game with both the number 1 and number 2 seeds surviving through the playoff picture and getting right here. The game we just strike out. Nope, that's strike number 2. Big swing and a miss by Alicia Ortman. And that'll be strike number 2, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 out in the top of the first inning. In the game we just broadcast, that was in the Division 4, Mission Bay going up against the University of Dons. The Dons, who originally were seeded 5th, made it all the way to the championship game. They ended up losing 1-0 to Mission Bay. So it's an easy grounder taken by Linnea Manuma, and that'll be out number 3. 3 up and 3 down for the Scripps Ranch Falcons, and so we'll go into the bottom of the first inning with no score by Scripps Ranch. Coming out for Serra Conquistadors, out on deck will be Allison Schultz, followed by Gibson, Johnson, and Manuma. Let's take a look at the roster defensively for the Scripps Ranch Falcons. Catching will be Tiffany Chambers wearing jersey number 9. Katie Sorensen is first base, number 16. Number 5, Taylor Edwards at second base. Third base is Chrissy DeLeo. Number 7, Alicia Ortman will be shortstop. Rounding out the roster in the outfield, Kainoa Mateo. Number 11, left field, Crystal Chambers. Number 6, center field. And number 17, Christina Klaus. She'll be the right fielder. Christina Klaus, KC is her nickname. Head coach for the Falcons, again, it's Allison Kinda. Assistants is Amy Cloyd and Steve Ferreira. Assistants for the Serra Conquistadors, John Labetta, of course, the head coach, Susan Skinner, MJ Griswold, Joe Skinner, Ken Wojtach, and Yvette Damon. Out on the mound for the Falcons is Dana Sorensen. She will be the pitcher of record to start this game. Allison Schultz. She plays shortstop for the Conquistadors. And so we're in the start of the bottom half of the first inning. We go 7 innings to determine. We've got one umpire out in the field right now. He's behind first base, and we've got the home plate umpire. We have 1 umpire out over by third base. So we got 3 Blues to officiate this game. And Dana Sorensen, her first pitch of the game, that's a low below the knees, and that'll be ball number 1. So Allison Schultz on decks, Gibson. On deck, and that's going to be ball number 2. For the Conquistadors, they were seeded number 1. They're out of the Eastern League. Their season win and loss record was 17-5, 11-1 in league play. That was good enough for first place. They have a total student body of enrollment of about 1,300 students. 2 balls, 1 strike. Inside corner at the knees, so they'll even this count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield, playing at base depth. Outfielders straight away. Outfielders, you've got Mateo, Chambers, and Klaus. 3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch on the way. Schultz, swing and a miss, and that'll be strikeout number 1 recorded for Dana Sorensen.
Schultz down, swing.
So out number 1 recorded on a strikeout.
Conquistadors, Nadia Gibson.
Nadia Gibson now at the plate. She's a left-handed batter. She'll be going up against the right-handed arm of the strong pitcher Dana Sorensen. Nadia Gibson, third baseman for the Conquistadors. This time the infield is playing shallow, looking for a bunt from Nadia. We'll see what Nadia does with the bat. Sorensen edging up, as well as DeLeo. Strike number 2 called. So in a hole right now is Nadia Gibson. She's no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom half of the first inning, no score. That one's taken low, so that'll be ball 1. So we've got for the Falcons, Sorensen, first base, DeLeo, third base. They're creeping up, waiting for a bunt. Ready to make the charge as well as Dana Sorensen. This one is high and outside, so now it goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled off, taking a cut at a pitch, is Gibson. Conquistadors, the home team for this one, they won the flip. The Conquistadors lost in the Division III championship here last year, but they've got 9 returning letter winners and are determined to go all out here. Their enrollment moving up to 1,293, move them up to Division II. Strikeout number 2 for Dana Sorensen, as swinging out on called strike 3, Nadia Gibson. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts recorded, and now it's going to be Brooke Johnson, the catcher, at the plate. So for the Falcons, Dana Sorensen starting out really nicely. 2 up, 2 down, 2 recorded strikeouts. And here's the first pitch. That one's going to be low for a ball. So the Conquistadors have 9 returning letter winners. They've got a full roster of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. For the Falcons on the mound, Dana Sorensen, she is a junior, and so she's got another full year of eligibility ahead of her. Scripps Ranch Falcons, they have an enrollment of about 1,500, a few hundred more, a couple hundred more than the Conquistadors. That one's in the dirt. So the Conquistadors play out of the Eastern League. The Scripps Ranch Falcons play out of the Western League. The Scripps Ranch Falcons had a playoff seeding of 2. They were in the Western League. They had an overall record of 16-6-1. They were first place in the Western League with a total record of 10-2. So called strike 3 for Dana Sorensen. It's 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts, and after 1 full inning, there's no score.
We head to the second. Score 0-0.
Taking the field defensively now is the Serra Qs. On the mound is number 11, Megan McDonald. For the Falcons, up to bat is the pitcher, Dana Sorensen. Sorensen wearing jersey number 12. Defensively at first base, Linnea Manuma. Second base, Jackie Ahinga. Third base is Nadia Gibson. Allison Schultz, shortstop. Corey Jenkins, Sharice Thompson at center field, and Ginger Villa at right field. Corey Jenkins, the left fielder. Top half of the second inning. And now it's 2 balls. Check that. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's do that again one more time. It looks like the blue had called it 2 balls, so we're going to go with that. 2 balls, no strikes. Chopper to shortstop. Schultz with the throw, stretching high as Manuma. And they get a charging Dana Anderson for out number 1. So the play goes 6-3. And Dana Sorensen is cut down. And that'll be out number 1 for Serra.
Right fielder, Christina Klaus.
Christina Klaus, the right fielder, goes by KC. So we'll call her KC up to bat. One out, top half of the second inning. And the Blues out on the field behind the plate umpire. And checking on the baseball is behind the plate umpire. So up to bat is KC. 1 out, top of the second, no score. Megan McDonald, right-handed pitcher, out on the mound. Megan McDonald, during the season, had a record of 8 wins and 1 loss. Only had 2 earned runs in the last 9 games. She made the second team All-League, and so we give her congratulations to Megan McDonald. For Scripps Ranch, they had finished again first in their Western League Conference. New coach Allison Kinda was able to inherit 10 returning letter winners from a team that lost to Mount Miguel in the '97 championship game after winning it all in 1996. The Scripps Ranch Falcons also peppered with some freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. Chopper to the shortstop. Nice throw in time, and out number 2 goes 6-3. Allison Schultz takes the ball and sends a nice low ball over to Linnea Manuma, was able to take the ball. Nadia Gibson dove to her right. It got by her, but backing up the whole play was Allison Schultz, and a good job defensively by the Qs. So that's out number 2 for the Falcons. Taylor Edwards, who is the second baseman for the Falcons, now up. She'll take strike number 1 on a ball thrown right down the middle. For the Qs, Megan McDonald, that is. Megan McDonald, pitcher. She is a freshman. She has got a long time ahead of her, a great career. Here she is in the Division II championship game pitching as a freshman. Holy moly, what talent you have out there. She's got a she's got a good-looking braid going too. Probably one of the bigger braids out there. Yeah. 1 strike, 2 outs. Top half of the second inning. Taylor Edwards at the plate. On the way comes a pitch from Megan McDonald. Megan right now showing all speed. She keeps the ball low and forces the batters to hack at the ball, causing grounders. In the first inning, she got all grounders, and here we are picking up with 2 more. Let's see what happens on this third batter. Now there's a changeup. So now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes as Megan McDonald switches things up a little bit and throws some off-speed stuff at Taylor Edwards. Edwards laying it off. Let's see if she comes right back with some heat. Slicing foul. So the count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we knew that was going to happen. McDonald throws an off-speed pitch to set herself up and then try and squeak in on a fastball. Good job by Taylor Edwards fighting it off. Sends one foul and stays alive at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Drive towards center field, racing up and making a nice play, Charisse Thompson. We're through the top of the 2nd inning. No score. Coming up to bat are the Qs.
Edwards makes contact. Thompson makes the catch.
Bottom half of the 2nd inning. At the plate is Linnea Manuma, first baseman for the Qs, and taking ball 1 is Linnea off the pitch of Dana Sorensen. Sorensen sailed through the 1st inning. It was 3 up, 3 down, and she recorded 3 strikeouts also. So Dana Sorensen, the super pitcher for Scripps, she is as we mentioned, a junior. There's a sharp ball taken by third base. Nice throw. Chrissy Delano for the Falcons goes up high, comes down with a Kiminiti style of defense, and throws out a hard-running Linnea Manuma. So that play goes 5-3, records out number 1, and now it's Charisse Thompson, center fielder for the Qs. And we've got out number 1. At the knees will be recorded as a strike. So ball. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Going up against Dana Sorensen is Charisse Thompson.
Yeah, it was up there.
2 balls and 1 strike. Laying off high speed. No, says the blue behind first base. Now the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strikes, and Charisse Thompson's going to be laying off and just watching one go right in there. She's going to take one right here. So much for knowing what Charisse Thompson is going to do. Charisse Thompson had the green light to take a big swing, and a big cut she did on a fastball right across the plate. Here's the payoff pitch, and this time strike 3 called on a swinging strikeout, and that's out number 2, the 4th strikeout recorded by Dana Sorensen. 3 swinging strikeouts, 1 strikeout called, and Dana Sorensen looking strong early in this game. Off-speed layoff high, so that'll be ball 1. Jackie Ahinga, second baseman for the Conquistadors. These Conquistadors. Ball gets by for ball 2.
Yeah, well, actually, she did.
Conquistadors have a very talented lineup. Leading hitter on the team, Linnea Manuma, 438 with 4 home runs. She had 25 RBIs during the regular season. But also there is Brooke Johnson. Brooke Johnson also made the All-League first team along with the league MVP. Fouled back, so the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oh, you really did.
See what happens on this pitch.
We flew out and the coach assigned one of the players to got a slide.
Strike 3. Another strikeout for Dana Sorensen, and after 2 full innings of play, still no score.
San Diego's piece of cake, Southwest Airlines.
We go to the 3rd.
So we are back, top of the third inning, no score, and coming up to the plate to bat is Katie Sorensen, first baseman. On the mound is Megan McDonald. Last out in the second inning, it was 1-2-3 for Megan McDonald. She'd like to continue that right here. Number 16 for Scripps, Katie Sorensen.
Well, it's just, you know, so we go over there. Don't worry about it.
New coach Allison Kinda, we mentioned it, has 10 returning letter winners. And of course, Dana Sorensen, who had a great season. We're going to highlight her when she comes back out on the mound. Big hitters for the Scripps team, Tiffany Chambers batting .444 during the season, along with Alicia Ortman batting .300, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Those are both first team selections. Second team selections, Crystal Thompson, .323 average, and Taylor Edwards. Of course, other key people on the team, Brooke Scholl, and right now at the plate, Katie Sorensen. No score in the top half of the third. 2 balls and 1 strike. The count against Katie Sorensen. Pitch by McDonald, slapped up the middle for a base hit. Rounding first and will hold up is Katie Sorensen. So Sorensen slaps the ball right back up the middle and gets the first hit of the game. So with nobody out, moving up is Kainoa.
Left fielder, Kainoa Mateo.
Kainoa Mateo, left fielder, will try and do what she can to advance Sorensen towards another base. No outs. Kainoa Mateo, a freshman on this team as well. A bunt, and a nice one that it is. Only choice is to first place, and just got him. So the throw was to first, having to go high on the throw. Moving from the second base position was Jackie Ahinga. She came down in time to get Kainoa Mateo, but the sacrifice bunt works, and moving over to second base, now with 1 out, is Katie Sorensen.
Now batting for the Falcons.
So a sacrifice bunt recorded for Kainoa Mateo. Chrissy DeLeo, who is the third base person for this team. That one's high. So with 1 out, we have a runner at second base, Katie Sorensen. Chrissy DeLeo at the plate, and a good opportunity here to move runners forward. Shading in as the infield of Serra, looking for a bunt, moving in very deep, close as Nadia Gibson, that is. Nadia Gibson, third baseman, really sneaking in quite a bit. Linnea Manuma, the first base, she is in a little bit, but not as much as Nadia is. Infield still straight away. It's first and third that's sneaking in. Count 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. DeLeo on the way with the pitch, and it's low. Gets away from everybody. Moving to third, safe, out in the field, and she's going to stay at third base. So on the wild pitch, got by the catcher Brooke Johnson. Katie Sorensen advances now to third base, and with only 1 out, prime opportunity for the Scripps Ranch Falcons to capitalize on the pass ball. The throw then came from Brooke Johnson towards Nadia Gibson, and the Gibson, not able to handle the throw, it went into left field, but it was staying at third base, was Katie Sorensen. And so after the conference on the mound, Megan McDonald sends her infield back to their positions. And with the count of 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out, Christy DeLeo has an opportunity to move the Scripps Ranch Falcons out in front. Hit. Nice job. Give credit now to Jackie Ahinga. She held onto the ball as long as she could. That forced the runner at third base, Katie Sorensen, to stay at third base, and that's a huge, huge play by Jackie Ahinga. There's now 2 out as Chrissy DeLeo is thrown out on the play of 4-3, but most importantly, it's a heads-up play by Jackie Ahinga, who keeps Katie Sorensen at bay and at third base. So now there's 2 out, runner still at third base, and it's top of the order, Tiffany Chambers. Chambers bounced out 5-3 in her first at-bat. Chambers, who plays behind the plate, there's a slap towards the shortstop. Good throw, and that'll do it for the Falcons. Play going 6-3, and that's it. 1 man left at third base, and after 2.5, no score. Bottom half of the third inning. At the plate, Ginger Villa, right fielder for the Qs. On the mound for the Falcons, hard-throwing Dana Sorensen. Sorensen has faced 6 batters and have struck out 5. Dana Sorensen had a record during the regular season of 9 wins and 3 losses and an unbelievable ERA of .16. Had 145 strikeouts in 95 innings pitched, and she's well on her way of doing some damage with strikeouts again during this game. In the 6 batters she's faced, the minimum so far, she's struck out 5. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. And now it's no balls, 2 strikes. Ginger Villa for the Qs.
She works with me. I don't
She is a junior, and so will have 1 more year of eligibility to play for this team. That'll be a strike called, and that's strike 3. So starting off the bottom of the third inning with the strikeout is the hard-charging Dana Sorensen. She records her 6th strikeout.
For the Conquistadors, designated hitter Jessica Wheeler.
Batting for Megan McDonald is a designated hitter Jessica Wheeler. This will be Wheeler's first time up. 1 out after the strikeout, and right in there at the knees, Dana Sorensen has found the mark. Sorensen once again, .16 ERA, 145 strikeouts in 95 innings pitched, and she's going after another title game. She's got a .308 batting average, and she was a co-MVP of the Western League. That's pitcher Dana Sorensen. That one gets away from her, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom half of the third, no score. Right now, Sorensen, through 2 innings, has faced the minimum batters. Just inside, so the count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
As I told you earlier.
Infield straight away. Strike 3 on a swing and a miss, and once again, Dana Sorensen records another strikeout. 2 up, 2 down, 2 strikeouts in the bottom of the third, and now up is Corey Jenkins, left fielder for the Qs. Right now, Dana Sorensen is on autopilot as she is throwing strike after strike. And right now, for the Qs, they are having a real hard time even touching the ball as it comes across the plate. Strike 2. So now quickly in a hole is Corey Jenkins. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And let's see what happens right here. Can she do it again? High. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So right now, if Dana Sorensen can get Corey Jenkins, she's going to have faced the minimum number of batters in 3 innings. Right now, the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes on an off-speed pitch. Coming back with heat right now will be Sorensen. Strike 3, swing and a miss. And once again, Dana Sorensen has faced the minimum number of batters in 3 innings, and in 9 batters has struck out 8. Wow. Unbelievable performance right now.
For the Falcons, center fielder Crystal Thompson.
We are back with you. Top half of the 4th inning, no score. Ball comes in and strike called. Up at the plate in the batter's box, number 6, Crystal Thompson. Thompson bounced out 4-3 in her first at-bat. Ball called right there. Right now, the superb pitching of Dana Sorensen really has been the main shining star of this game, but we've got a whole game ahead of us. And right now on the mound is Megan McDonald, who's doing a fine job pitching herself. Megan McDonald wearing number 11. Megan McDonald, only a freshman. She has got a super career ahead of her, and she's doing absolutely fine right now. Megan McDonald has only allowed 1 hit so far in 3 innings of play. She has faced 10 batters, and for the most part, they've all bounced out. Shallow fly, moving back, that's going to drop for a base hit. Charging from her second base position for Serra was Jackie Ahinga, trying to cover ground quickly, Ginger Villa, but the ball just bounced and dropped just inside the foul line, and that will be a safe base hit for Crystal Thompson. Alicia Ortman now up to bat. Ortman will try and advance Crystal Thompson to second base. Infield in tight, looking for a possible bunt, is Manuma and Gibson. Pitch on the way by McDonald. Off-speed pitch, that's going to be called ball 1. And we'll see if Megan McDonald comes back with some heat right here. Setting up the batter with some off-speed stuff, and Megan McDonald have been pretty successful in throwing the balls right past some of the batters. Let's see what she does right here. Another off-speed pitch, going to second. She's going to get in there as the ball is thrown away. Safe slide head first into second is Crystal Thompson. So what helped Crystal Thompson is it was another off-speed pitch by Megan McDonald. And with the time it took the ball to reach the catcher, a good jump by Crystal Thompson. So give Thompson a stolen base. Good aggressive play by the Falcons right now. Top half of the 4th inning, nobody out. Ortman with 2 balls, no strike count. That one's going to be low, so the count now goes 3 balls, no strikes. Now for Ortman, the question is, does she get the green light? On the third base side is head coach for Scripps, that's Allison Kinda. At second base,
Intentional walk.
Ortman coming up.
I'll get it.
So the intentional walk given to number 7, Alicia Ortman. And so now we have runners on first and second. Dana Sorensen, now the pitcher, up on the batter's box. And so with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning, we've got Alicia Ortman at first, Crystal Thompson at second, and Dana Sorensen, the pitcher of record, can help herself out right here. Dana Sorensen has a .308 batting average. She's not afraid to take a cut at all, and right there she's got a pretty good one at a pitch off of Megan McDonald. So right now it's Megan McDonald going up against her counterpart, Dana Sorensen. Sorensen in the box, co-MVP because of her pitching performance, but with .308 batting average, not bad. She slaps one towards the shortstop, trying to turn a double play, but not in time. But the force is good with Alicia Ortman, and that'll be out number 1 on the fielder's choice. And so safe at first base will be Dana Anderson. And so now you got runners on the corners. At third base, Crystal Thompson. Dana Sorensen is at first base. One out. And conference on the mound. We'll take a timeout with no score. So the conference is over. And we've got action out on the field as runners are on first and third, 1 out. Running for Dana Sorensen is number 13, Adriana Velasquez. In the box is Christina Klaus. She bounced out 6-3 her first time up. Going to second base on the throw, not in time. The ball is loose and racing in from home. Crystal Thompson on the throw to second that got away, comes in to score, and moving all the way to third base is the runner for Dana Sorensen, Adriana Velasquez.
Error on the play.
So the throw comes back out to second base to try and get Velasquez, who was moving to second. The ball was kicked away, and Velasquez ends up at third. Crystal Thompson comes in to score, and still we only have 1 out. So now the Falcons jump out in front in the top of the 4th inning, 1-0 with 1 out. At the plate still, Christina Klaus. At the knees, takes a strike, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. So Brooke Johnson made the throw over to Ahinga, but there was a lot of people and a lot of things happening at second base. Quick throw, got it! Brooke Johnson, a quick throw. Caught Velasquez off the bag, and Velasquez is called out on the tag, and a super defensive play made by Brooke Johnson and Nadia Gibson, and that's a big, big out as that takes all runners off the bases. So what was runner at third with 1 out is nobody on with 2 out. Super defensive play by the Qs. Now a deep, deep ball going to the fence. KC. And right then and there, you can see what a big, big defensive play that was by Brooke Johnson and Nadia Gibson. Picking off Adriana Velasquez at third base. A long, long drive by Christina Klaus would have drove in Velasquez at third, but with all the runners off the bases and Velasquez being picked off third, it simply goes in the record books as a single for Klaus. So even though the Falcons right now have scored a run, the Serra team, the Qs, can walk off the field feeling somewhat victorious on the superb defensive play by Brooke Johnson and Nadia Gibson. Ball is high at the plate right now. Taylor Edwards, second base for the Falcons. And she takes ball one. Sun is out here. It is a beautiful day. Another drive into center field. Waiting for it this time is Cherise Thompson. And she takes the third out, but not after the damage is done for the Falcons. They score one, and after 3.5 innings of play, it's the Scripps Ranch Falcons 1, the Serra Conquistadors nothing.
One error, one left on base.
Bottom half of the fourth inning for the Falcons. They are out in front 1-0. Dana Sorensen back out onto the mound, replacing Velasquez, who had replaced her as a runner. And up at the mound on the box right now, taking a strike, Dana Sorensen, picking up where she left off at the end of the third inning. Sorensen has faced the minimum number of batters, which is 9, and she has struck out 8. Allison Schultz, shortstop for the Conquistadors, and a good one she is. Check swing, strike call. So no 1 ball, 2 strikes? No, it's no balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Schultz goes down swinging. That's out number 1 in the bottom of the fourth. And Dana Sorensen continues her march of madness here, striking out her 9th out of 10th batters. Let's take a look at how each of these teams got to where they are right now. In the Division II first round, both Serra and Scripps Ranch had byes. The rest of the teams played. It was Patrick Henry edging out Santana 2-1. Mira Mesa got by Helix 2-0. Escondido pounded El Capitan 8-3, and it was Grossmont outscoring Point Loma 6-1. In the quarterfinals, that's where Serra and Scripps Ranch picked up. It was Serra pounding Patrick Henry 14-2. San Pascal got by Mira Mesa easily 9-1. Escondido edged by Mount Miguel 5-4, and Scripps Ranch held on to beat Grossmont 1-0. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chopping towards third, that's going to be a foul ball. Nadia Gibson, an interesting swing at that one as she was moving towards first base while she still was taking a swing at the ball. Nadia Gibson, a left-hander.
So what are you going to do this summer?
I don't know.
Play at all?
I probably want to play like 1 or 2 tournaments.
Gibson, a senior this year. And Gibson moving all over the base path. As long as she stays in the box when the ball's crossing the plate, you're okay. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And for Dana Sorensen, strike 3 called. Dana Sorensen threw and right at the knees, and she records another called strike 3.
Now batting for the Conquistadors, catcher.
Wow. 10 strikeouts out of 11 batters faced. Big swing and a miss. Brooke Johnson, catcher for the Conquistadors. She had the big play, and 0-2 quickly the count against Brooke Johnson. But Johnson, a key player in that pickoff of Velasquez in the prior inning that really kept Scripps Ranch from scoring one more run. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bottom half of the 4th. Scripps Ranch out in front 1-0. Right now the Conquistadors having a very tough time against the strong pitching of Dana Sorensen. Change up, that's going to be high. Pretty hard to throw a change up with an underarm throw, it seems. With an overhand throw, you can actually let it slip through your fingers and still have a good strong motion towards the plate. With an underhand throw, because you're cupping the ball with your palm of your hand almost, and that time it rolls as they try to have a changeup again, and so this time it now goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, payoff pitch on the way, bottom half of the 4th, and Dana Sorensen wants to find strike zone. At the knees and not quite there. So for Sorensen, she allows the first base runner of the game for the Conquistadors, with Brooke Johnson coming up with a base on balls. Linnea Manuma now up to the plate. Linnea Manuma, 5-3, bounced out in her first at bat. See what happens right here. Sorensen on the mound. Two outs. Batting left-handed, Linnea Manuma. Outfield back deep and straight away. Manua has power. Strike call. Linnea Manuma, that is. 438, 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. Bouncer towards shortstop, a hard throw in time. Alicia Ortman took the slow chopper through to first, and the final out of the 4th inning goes 6-3. So after 4 full, Falcons 1, Conquistadors nothing.
To Sorensen.
Leading off the top half of the 5th inning, Katie Sorensen, first baseman for Scripps Ranch. They are out in front, 1-0. On the mound, Megan McDonald, freshman sensation for this team. Both these teams got through the quarterfinals, went on to the semifinals, where it was Serra going up against San Pasquale. In that game, Allison Schultz for Serra had 2 triples and scored twice, going 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs, as Serra topped the 4th-seeded San Pasquale to reach the finals for the 2nd straight year. Megan McDonald pitched a 5-hit shutout for the Conquistadors, and that was superb pitching. Remember last year, it was the Conquistadors competing in Division III, and because of the student body enrollment this year, they've been moved up to the Division II, and they're right here in the championship game. Strike called, so it'll be 3 balls and 1 strike. Katie Sorensen watching that one go in there. You might as well, and you got 3 balls against you already. 3-1 the count. Here comes the pitch by McDonald. Chopped to the shortstop, moving to her left, and a nice throw, Allison Schultz. 6-3 goes the play, and that'll be out number 1. And Schultz is very, very busy.
Now batting for the Falcons, left fielder
Allison Schultz, batting .360, 3 home runs, was the league MVP this year. So congratulations to shortstop Allison Schultz. Low ball 1. Kainoa Mateo takes ball 1. Infield fly, calling for it is Jackie Ahinga. That'll be out number 2 for Scripps Ranch. So it was a shallow fly ball to the second base, and Jackie Ahinga took it by herself. That'll be out in number 2, and now Chrissy DeLeo, out 4-3 her first appearance, now comes up against Megan McDonald. Chopper once again. Nice play by the shortstop Allison Schultz. That'll do it for the Scripps Ranch Falcons. 3 up and 3 down, and that'll do it.
No runs, no hits, no errors.
Bottom half of the 5th inning, Scripps out in front 1-0 at the plate. Center fielder Charisse Thompson. Thompson suffered a strikeout her first time at bat.
That's what Brandy said too.
And for Dana Sorensen, picking up again where she left off. So Sorensen through 4.5 innings of play, or at least through 4 innings of play, has recorded 11 strikeouts, everybody. 11 strikeouts. Swing, that's back off the screen, and so it'll go to no balls and 2 strikes. And for Dana Sorensen, this is what she likes to see, what she likes to do. In the Division II semifinal matchup, it was Scripps Ranch going up against Escondido, and of course when the pressure was on, the Falcons responded. It was a scoreless duel with Escondido that ended in 1 earned run in the 7th inning, and that gave Scripps Ranch a 1-0 victory over Escondido. Taylor Edwards hit her second single of the game to open the 7th and advance to second base on a bunt by Katie Sorensen. Then Kainoa Mateo bunted again, and the Cougars pitcher Aaron Rendon overthrew first base. And there is another strikeout for Sorensen, and going down swinging on that one was Charisse Thompson. This is an unbelievable game right now that's going on for Dana Sorensen. Looking for the bunt and taking low. During that semifinals matchup with the Escondido team, the Falcons pitcher Dana Sorensen, who had thrown a 3-hitter, escaped a jam in the 6th by striking out the final 2 batters after the Cougars put runners on 2nd and 3rd. Dana came up big when she had to, stated the coach of the Scripps Ranch team. Sorensen retired the first 13 batters before one of the batters hit a double in that game. 13 batters had been retired. Well, I'll tell you what, Sorensen is retiring batters, but just not by getting them out. She is getting strikeouts, my friends.
We went back to see them play and they told me.
Strike called, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jackie Ahinga. Ahinga suffered a strikeout her first time up in the 2nd inning. Chopper, nice play. Can they get it out in time? Super play by Taylor Edwards. Edwards went to her knees to grab a slow bounding ball towards second, had a tough time getting the ball out of her net, but was still able to throw out a fast running Jackie Ashinga, and that goes 4-3. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th inning. At the plate right now, Ginger Villa takes a nice cut at a fastball thrown by Sorensen. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Sorensen, swing and a miss. I keep mentioning Sorensen's name, but right now she truly is the dominant pitcher of this game. Megan McDonald doing a super job herself, but it's an extraordinary effort by Dana Sorensen right now as she is recording strikeout after strikeout each inning. 12 strikeouts recorded. Right there, called strike 3. So for Sorensen, she records her 13th strikeout, and after 5 full innings of play, it's still Scripps Ranch Falcons 1, Serra Conquistadors nothing. At the plate and leading off the top of the 6th, top of the order, Tiffany Chambers, catcher for the Falcons. Megan McDonald on the mound. She's had a good, solid game. Ran into a little bit of trouble in the 4th inning where the Scripps Ranch Falcons were able to score in part by a bad throw that helped to advance runners. But the run was scored against Megan McDonald. And that's where we've got it right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tiffany Chambers. Chambers bounced out 6-3 and then 5-3 in her first 2 at-bats. Chambers is senior this year, so this will be her last time playing for this talented Scripps Ranch Falcons team. Nice drive, base hit, center field. And for Tiffany Chambers, she got the meat of the bat on that one and stroked a nice single right up the center field line. You got all of that one. That was a nice stroke by Tiffany Chambers. That brings up Crystal Thompson. Thompson got on base on a single that is, in the 4th inning. Stole second. She came around to score, and that's the lone run that we have in this game right here. Looking for the bunt, takes the ball high, and so it'll be 1 ball and no strikes to Crystal Thompson. Megan McDonald brings the pitch to the home plate. That slap, that's going to get through. Another single. Nice job by Crystal Thompson as she slaps the ball towards the hole between 3rd and short. Gets it through despite a dive by Allison Schultz. And now with nobody out, Scripps Ranch Falcons have runners on 1st and 2nd, and stepping up to the plate right now is Alicia Ortman, shortstop. She did a nice job of hitting right there. She really just put the bat on the ball and just forced it between that gap between 3rd and short. Slapped again. This time the force is on. So Nadia Gibson takes the ball herself, and the force on third base is one out, looking for a throw. Save! Huge call by Allison Kenda, the head coach and third base coach right now. After Gibson had made the play at third, she was talking to Megan McDonald, and Crystal Thompson, who was at second, ended up trying to steal third. She dove at the last. The tag was not there by Nadia Gibson, and on the attempted tag by Nadia Gibson, moving over to second base was Ortman. Own cause, Dana Sorensen. Sorensen got on with a fielder's choice her last time up. She'd like to be able to advance the runners right here and put another score on the board. Right now, Alicia Ortman at second base. At third base is Crystal Thompson with some good heads-up aggressive running by Scripps Ranch. The ball is going to get through shortstop. Coming around to score, and now moving to second is Sorensen. She's going to be called out, but another run comes in for Scripps Ranch. Sorensen hit a rocket and trying to squeak through between second base and the shortstop. A good dive by Allison Schultz. She put the mitt on the ball but couldn't keep it in there as it dribbled out behind second base. That gave Crystal Thompson the opportunity to come in and score. Going to third was Alicia Ortman, and trying to stretch it to two was Sorensen, who was tagged out at second. Wow, you are watching super action right here at UCSD Triton Baseball Complex as we are at the Division II 1998 Softball Championships. And you know what? Whenever you're watching top flight prep action, it's always being brought to you by George Langevin Sports Video Productions, your leader in Game of the Week coverage. 2 out here. Top of the 6th inning. Runner now on third base. Quick throw by Johnson. She was successful earlier in the 4th inning at picking off a runner at third, but not this time. Getting back safely was Alicia Ortman. So it was Crystal Thompson in the 4th that came around to score. It was Crystal Thompson in the 6th that has come around to score. And now the lead is 2-0. Falcons out in front of Serra. Time is now being called, and we're going to take a timeout also. Again, the score, Falcons 2, the Conquistadors nothing. So we pick up action. Christina Klaus, who had a single and a nice long drive, went all the way to the wall her first time up. She's now at the plate. She's going to be digging in, going up against Megan McDonald. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner at third base is Alicia Ortman. Coming in to score was Crystal Thompson, and that was a nice changeup by Megan McDonald. Megan McDonald had the full motion as if she was throwing heat, and yet she threw an off-speed pitch. That is a super job by Megan McDonald on that one right there. McDonald. Long drive, center field. There is Sharice Thompson. She makes the play, and that's out number 3. But not until the Falcons score one more time. And so after 5.5 innings, it's Falcons 2, Serra nothing.
Designated hitter.
We are back with you, bottom half of the 6th inning. In command, Dana Sorensen, as she has recorded 13 strikeouts, 10 swinging, 3 called, and now facing Sorensen is the designated hitter, Jessica Wheeler. Jessica Wheeler, the DH for Megan McDonald. Last year, Serra always successful, late on the swing. Last year, Serra played in the Division III level. Again, they moved up because of their enrollment student body. But in the Division III, they went up against the Dons. The Dons, who were a dynasty at that level, Division III, they just lost 1-0 in 1997 Division III championship. Dons went on to become champions. We broadcast the Dons Mission Bay game earlier today, and it was Mission Bay beating the Dons to be crowned the 1998 Division III champions. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count on designated hitter Jessica Wheeler. We are in the bottom half of the 6th inning. And for Serra, they are down to their final 6 outs to try and scrap back and put some runs on the board. At the knees, strike 3 called. Dana Anderson.
Sorensen's 12th strikeout.
And Sorensen continues to own this Conquistadors team right now. Corey Jenkins now at the plate. She'll take a swing. Going after it is Tiffany Chambers. That's out of play. Well, in that playoff semifinals game against Escondido, Dana Sorensen had retired 13 straight batters. Right here, she is in command as she has recorded 13 strikeouts. Good swing. Got a piece of it was Corey Jenkins. Jenkins, her first and only time up so far in the 3rd inning, struck out. Slow off speed, looking for Jenkins to go for it. Jenkins lays off, and so it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom half of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout number 14 for Dana Jenkins, or Dana Sorensen, that is.
Now batting for the Conquistadors, shortstop Allison.
Allison Schultz, shortstop, leading off. She's the top of the order. She's been the victim of 2 strikeouts by Dana Sorensen. I think anybody that's facing Sorensen today is going to be the victim of at least a couple strikeouts. 2 outs, bottom half of the 6th.
How was the weather for you? Enjoy the weather?
It was alright, I guess.
Ball inside, 2 balls, no strikes. We mentioned it earlier. For Serra, Allison Schultz, a defensive wizard. You know, Allison plays that shortstop position very, very well. And once again, we want to congratulate Allison Schultz. She was the league most valuable player in 1998.
That dog comes from Southern California. That comes from
It's so hot this
Start or stop? Stay here right now.
Beautiful day for baseball. We're in La Jolla, California at the campus of UCSD. And you've never seen athletes like these right here calling for it, and making the grab is Alicia Ortman, moving to her right from her shortstop position. Shallow out, and that is the end of 6 innings of play. So after a full 6, Scripps Ranch Falcons 2, Serra Conquistadors nothing.
We head to the 7th.
Top half of the 7th inning, and for Scripps Ranch, they're sitting pretty out in front, 2-0. For Megan McDonald and the Serra Conquistadors, they want to shut them down 1-2-3 and get back to their last ups to try and send this one into extra innings or to dramatically pull it out. It's going to be a long road in front of them to do that.
Second baseman, Taylor Edwards.
Serra, which played in Division III last year, now is back into Division II this year, was actually in Division II back in 1995. Nice grab, nice throw. Allison Schultz, 6-3 it goes.
One down.
And that's one out here in the top of the 7th. So Serra was actually in Division II in 1995. They went up against Grossmont High School, and they had a long game. The game did not last 7 innings, folks. It did not last 10 innings. It didn't last 14 or 18 innings. Are you getting my drift? The game for the championship in 1995, Division II, Serra versus Grossmont, went 23 innings. The final score being Serra 1, Grossmont nothing, and John Labetta was the head coach right then and there as well as he is here today. 23 innings, wow. Katie Sorensen, 1 ball, 1 strike, and now she takes ball number 2. And it was Taylor Edwards right before her, play going 6-3 and out number 1 for Scripps Ranch. 3 balls, 1 strike. That one just missed. And we'll see what Allison Kenda calls from the third base box for Katie Sorensen. Takes it all the way, and doing that gets a base on balls. So Sorensen, who had a single her first time up, bounced out 6-3 in the 5th, and now she gets a base on balls. Coming up behind her, Kainoa Mateo. Mateo flied out to shallow infield, taken by second baseman. And we're going to have a substitution. Standing in and batting for Kainoa Mateo will be number 3, Brooke Shull. So Shull, a big, tall athlete, will come in and bat for Kainoa.
Roster changes for the Falcons. Running for Katie Sorensen is number 4, Rebecca Sandoval.
And so Rebecca Sandoval, number 4, comes in and runs for Katie Sorensen.
In for Kainoa Mateo.
And again, batting for my Kainoa is going to be Brooke Shull. Low, ball 1. So at first base running is Rebecca Sandoval. At the plate and batting is Brooke Shull. Shull is one of the rostered players coming from the bench to help out. Katie Illiman is also one of these team members that helps bring this strong bench together. Katie Illiman, Brooke Shull at the plate, Rebecca Sandoval running at first base, Raina Elliott, Adriana Velasquez, and Nicole Palmer. Ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike. And Brooke Johnson is definitely a threat behind the plate. Right now, Rebecca Sandoval having to stay close to first base because the quick flip of an arm from Brooke Johnson could spell trouble. Johnson's already picked one person off third base. She'd love to do it again right here at first. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 7th. There's a drive coming up quickly. Center fielder. And they got them both. Double play. Sharice Thompson For Serra, comes up big, gets the fly out and quickly throws it to Linnea Manuma, and Manuma puts the tag on number 4, Rebecca Sandoval. So a lot of action getting me tongue-tied here, and a double play ends it, and we are into the bottom half now of the 7th inning. Scripps out in front, 2-0. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Dana Sorensen on the field, down the mound, and it's Nadia Gibson. Nadia Gibson trying to get on base. She suffered 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 called. And for the Conquistadors, they need base runners badly. Dana Sorensen grabs it herself, quick throw, nice grab by Katie Sorensen. And 1 up and 1 down, and for Serra, they are now 2 outs away.
1 down, now batting.
And for the Falcons, they've got 2 more outs, and if they can get through these, you know what'll that mean? They will be crowned champions. Let's see what happens right here. Nadia Gibson goes out 1-3, that is. And up on bat is Brooke Johnson. Johnson delivers a clutch single, rounding first and coming back. So Brooke Johnson delivers the first hit of the game for the Serra Conquistadors. It comes with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
Serra's first hit of the game.
Conversation at the mound. Dana Sorensen has her infield in there. DeLeo, Ortman, Edwards, Sorensen. Chambers is there. And they're all discussing strategy. Outfield playing deep straight away. Left field edging a little bit to center field area. There's a gap down the left field line. Ball 1 called. So we got 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Linnea Manuma. That'll be a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Manuma struck out her last time up. At the knees, called ball 2. That was a close call. I tell you what, Blue behind the plate has called that a strike before. Dana Sorensen outside. So the count goes 3 balls, 1 strike. And for the Conquistadors, they are looking to try and get another run on. Gets by, base hit. And Linnea Manuma comes up with the 2nd consecutive base hit for the Conquistadors. And right now, with 1 out, the tying run at first base, the winning run that is coming up to the plate. Charisse Thompson at first base, Linnea Manuma. At second base, Brooke Johnson. And coming in to run for Linnea Manuma is a new base runner, and we'll check out who it is. Number 6.
Conquistador substitution. Number 6, Sam.
So number 6
will run.
Coming in, Sam Gallup.
Manuma.
Sam Gallup on the field running now for Linnea Manuma. And at the plate, Charisse Thompson. Dana Sorensen. 2 runners now on in the bottom of the 7th. Through 6, she was absolutely fantastic. Infield is in. Strike call. Sorensen through 6 innings has 14 strikeouts. Bouncer. Nice play, force at third. Good heads-up play. Super job by the Scripps defense. Working 1-2 combination. Chrissy DeLeo and Alicia Ortman gets the force at third.
Gets Johnson out at third.
So Johnson is forced at third. That's 2 down, and now for Conquistadors. Runners still at first and second. 2 out, and here we go. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Good throw by the center fielder. It gets by everybody, racing to the plate. The ball is free. What's the call? Coming in to score. The home umpire could not see the play at all. And it looks like coming in to score was Sam Gallup. And coming in to tie this up, because the ball goes out of the playing field, it's an automatic advancement, and my friends, we have now got a tie ball game at 2. Can you believe it? The throw came in from Crystal Chambers. Trying to stop it was Tiffany Chambers. The play kept going even though the ball squirted away, and then it looks like it might have rolled. And the ball comes through. We're going to have to check on what happened there.
Single to center.
So what happened? Well, it looked like there was interference. I'm not sure if it's that third base.
We are back in, and what had happened is there was a throw to the plate. It was an error. The run came in, and then there was interference called at the third base area, and that brought home the second runner. And now we've got 2
Where we have 2 out.
runs scored here in the bottom of the 7th. With 2 out, we've got on second base Jackie Ahinga. At the plate is Jenner Villa. So what thought was going to be an easy ending play for the Scripps Ranch Falcons, we have now turned into a brand new ball game. 2-2, bottom of the 7th, 2 out. Runner on second base at the plate, Ginger Villa. Villa struck out her last time at the plate. And man, oh man, remember what I told you back in 1995? Serra was in that championship game. 23 innings. Folks, we are very close into going to extra innings right here. 1 out away for the Scripps Ranch, but there's 1 out left for Serra. They'd love to be able right now to get a hit from Ginger Villa and bring somebody home. Good swing at a fastball, cut at it, got a piece of it. Count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. You are watching Super Game of the Week coverage, Division II CIF softball championship game for the 1998 season. It's the Falcons. Strike 2, big swing and a miss. Falcons 2, Conquistadors 2, and the Conquistadors come up big at the bottom of the 7th inning. They were down 2-0, and they've tied this thing up. Calling time is Ginger Villa. Fighting it off, so staying alive is Ginger Villa. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So it was the runner for Linnea Manuma coming in to score. I'm trying to remember who that was. Sam Gallup came in, and then Charisse Thompson came in. And that's where we've got it right now. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 out. Bottom of the 7th. At the plate, Ginger Villa. She fouls one off out of play. You never know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, I'm closing up my book with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, and I'm thinking about going home and having a burger on the grill. And all of a sudden, the Conquistadors come back strong in the bottom of the 7th. And as they say, Yogi Berra said it, it's never over until it's over. Fouled off. Can they get it? Not able to grab the ball. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
No, I know that.
Should have been a runner on third. Still 2 left.
I don't understand how that. I didn't see that obstruction play at all.
Oh, the other runner was serving the base
And Serra team totally stoked in the dugout. Strike call, that'll do it. And so in the bottom of the 7th, the Conquistadors come up with 2 huge runs and tie this one. So after 7 full, Conquistadors 2, Falcons 2, we are going into extra innings, folks.
3 hits. 1 error, 1 left on base.
We are back with you, top of the 8th inning. We are in extra innings. Scripps Ranch 2, the Conquistadors from Serra 2.
Third baseman.
And so we've got Scripps Ranch. They'll be up to the plate. Megan McDonald stays in as pitcher for Serra. And at the plate, it's going to be number 2, Chrissy DeLeo.
Oh, it's not like Bruce
DeLeo will be going up against McDonald. Well, there's not been that many extra inning games in the history of CIF San Diego Section Team Champions. Check swing will be called strike. Back in the Division 3A division, back in 1992 and 93, Patrick Henry was involved with both those games. Those championship games went 12 innings and 16 innings. And we've got a conference out on the mound. Nadia Gibson over there with Megan McDonald as well as Brooke Johnson. And that gives an opportunity for head coach Allison Kinda to talk to Chrissy DeLeo. Strike number 1, so it's no balls, 2 strikes, top half of the 8th. That one's going to be low, 1-1. In 1994, they switched it to what was called Division 1. There were no extra inning baseball games in Division 1. In Division 2A, there was 1 game. From 1975 through 1993, there was 1 extra inning game. And that was in 1992. It was an 8-inning game, and it was Escondido outlasting Christian 2-1. Then all of a sudden in 1994, when they redevised the divisions and they came up with the Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, Division 4, and so on, in Division 2, in 4 years, there's been 2 extra inning games. 94, an 8-inning game, and then 95, we talked about it. Serra was a part of that one. 23 innings. There's a shot. Nice grab, not in time, but give a superstar to Allison Schultz. She dives to her right, snags it, but can't get up in time. So a base runner for the Falcons in the top of the 8th. And now we start with the top of the order, Tiffany Chambers. So on first base is Chrissy DeLeo with a solid single, and now we've got conversation out on the field, and we're going to take a timeout.
Moved by Serra. Now pitching, Nadia Gibson.
My dad gave me money.
We have a pitching change for Serra. Now pitching is Nadia Gibson. Moving over to third base will be number 10.
Oh, really?
I need some money.
Throw out at second. So the attempted steal by number 2, which was moving off base, Chrissy DeLeo trying to sneak in there. Super throw by Brooke Johnson, and she's cut down for out number 1. Big play by the defense of the Conquistadors. So Charisse Thompson
I was getting away with that.
moves from center field now to third base.
On the roster changes for the Conquistadors, Jessica Wheeler in the outfield.
So Charisse Thompson now at third base. And we'll take a look and see who is in center field. We know that Nadia Gibson has moved to the pitcher. Trying to get there, not going to be in time. And with another base runner comes the Scripps Ranch Falcons. Tiffany Chambers. And you can see that attempted steal, and the pickoff at second is a huge play so far. DeLeo caught stealing is a big out right now, because right now you would have had runners at first and second with nobody out, and right now you got a runner at first with 1 out, and Crystal Thompson at the plate. In center field for Serra is number 1, Ginger Villa. Ginger Villa now at center field. Chopper moving to her right, and everybody's safe. Allison Schultz moving to her right, just could not get the ball out of her hand and make the throw. And it could have been that she wasn't sure whether she wanted to go to second or first. She might have looked to second, and maybe there was nobody there, and then when she pumped to first, it was not in time. So with 1 out,
1 down.
Scripps Ranch now has runners at first and second. Crystal Thompson.
Batting for the Falcons, shortstop Alicia Ortman.
So runners at first and second, 1 out, and right now it's Alicia Ortman. Ortman looking to try and put the ball into play. Strike called. Top of the 8th inning. We're in extra innings. 2-2 tie. Ginger Villa moving to center field for Serra. Chopper, and everybody's going to be safe. That's off the glove of Nadia Gibson, and everybody's safe. Bases loaded, 1 out. Huge opportunity right now for Scripps Ranch to be able to capitalize right here.
No play to be made.
No play able to be made as it went off the glove. Nice effort by Nadia Gibson. She took a stab at it, and then it just dribbled off between her, Charisse Thompson, and everybody's safe. And up to the plate right now, Dana Sorensen. Sorensen had a base hit. Her last time out, she tried to stretch it into a double and got tagged out. Low for ball one. Bases loaded. One out. There's a grounder. It's going to get by. Coming in to score from third. Tiffany Chambers comes in off a big base hit.
Sorensen with the single center, squeezing out of
Dana Sorensen comes up with the base hit. Coming in to score, Tiffany Chambers. And right now,
Thompson at third.
we've got Crystal Thompson now at third, Ortman at second, and Dana Sorensen at first. Bases still loaded, still one out. And Christina Klaus, who's got the power, is coming up to the plate. Top of the eighth, one out, bases loaded. Christina Klaus at the plate. On the mound, Nadia Gibson, who replaced Megan McDonald. Ball one called. And at first base, standing is Dana Sorensen. The base hit scored Tiffany Chambers from third. On the ground, coming home, the ball is free and safe at home, coming in again, safe again, now the ball is free, and Sorensen comes all the way home, and the dam has broken wide open here in the top of the eighth inning. Scripps Ranch Falcons have scored 4 more, and they are now out in front at Serra, 6-2. So it was a hit by Christina Klaus into the infield, taking it and throwing it home, where Serra couldn't make the handle was Brooke Johnson. Ball got free, and when that ball got free, Thompson came in, Ortman came in, and Dana Sorensen came in. And so 4 runs have scored in the top of the eighth. Christina Klaus ends up all the way at third base, and now still with only 1 out, you have Taylor Edwards. Man, oh man. When it rains, it pours.
Find the ball and let it float away.
When it rains, it pours. You know, it's interesting, we had talked about this earlier in the first game, is that there's a theory that says the winning team scores more runs in 1 inning than the losing team does in the entire game. So right in the first game in which we talked about that, that wasn't the case. The score was, well, I guess it was. The score was 1-0, and that all happened. Back to Gibson. This time Gibson looks and throws out Taylor Edwards, and I tell you what, Edwards sent a rocket right back to Nadia Gibson. And Nadia Gibson is being asked if she's all right by the blue behind the plate because she had to react and react quickly. 6-2 the score, 2 out, and now at the plate for the Falcons, Katie Sorensen. Sorensen, last time up in the 7th inning, got a base hit. She wants another one here. Gets by. So Brooke Johnson having a tough time right now behind the plate. At third base, Christina Klaus, KC as she likes to be called. She's the lone runner. The base paths have been cleared. In there, nice pitch by Gibson for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, top of the 8th. We are in extra innings. What was a 2-2 ball game after the end of 7 now has exploded out into a 6-2 game with the Falcons out in front. After the first out, Chrissy DeLeo got on base, and the only reason she got out is she was attempting to steal second. She was thrown out nicely by Brooke Johnson. And then it was a base hit by Chambers, a base hit by Thompson. Elisa Ortman got a base hit. Dana Sorensen helped herself out with the base hit. And then Christina Klaus came up with bases loaded again. She hit an infield ball. It was picked up by the infield. The throw was home to try and get a force at home. The ball kicked away, and 3 runs scored. Count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Payoff pitch on the way. Nadia Gibson on the mound in relief of Megan McDonald. McDonald went 7 full innings and had a super game. Fighting it off. Nice job by Katie Sorensen as she stays with it. Fastball at the knees, and she's able to fight it off and stay alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the count remains. We got more crowd coming. We've got another one up for you after this one. There's a bouncer to second. Nice play. Give a star to Jackie Ahinga. She comes up with a tough bouncer, and that's the end, but not after 4 more runs have scored. So after 7.5 innings of play, Falcons 6, Serra 2. They're coming up with their last 3 outs. Bottom half of the 8th inning, last 3 outs for the Conquistadors. At the plate, Jessica Wheeler. Conquistadors were down by 2, bottom half of the 7th, and the Conquistadors magically came up with 2 runs to tie it and send it into extra innings, that is. Right here, the Conquistadors want to find that magic. It's a tougher road to haul. They've got to come up with 4 runs to tie this one 5 to win.
Let's see that right now. Look it out.
2 balls, 1 strike, a swing and a foul back. And so Jessica Wheeler goes to 2-2 in this bottom half of the 8th. Honest to goodness, I thought it was over in the bottom of the 7th when Scripps Ranch was out in front 2-0. Unbelievably, Serra came back, and came back they did, never giving up, scoring 2 runs and tied it at 2. Then we go into the 8th inning, and that's when it all broke loose and wide open for Scripps Ranch as they successfully score 4 more runs, and now that's where we have it 6-2. In the dirt, 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count, full count. Jessica Wheeler, payoff pitch on the full count. And it's going to be, and she's out. So 1 up and 1 down. Wheeler looks like the ball hit the baseball bat, so that called it as a foul tip, and the foul tip got away from the catcher, and so they have an opportunity to run to first base, but the throw was in time. Tiffany Chambers to Katie Sorensen, 2-3, and that's where we've got it right now. 2 outs left for the Falcons. Check that, for the Conquistadors. Playing inside up close is Sorensen and DeLeo. And still on the mound, Dana Sorensen. Sorensen, through 6 innings, struck out 14. Into the 7th inning, didn't have a strikeout. That's where Serra scored 2. Right now, she's got 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, going up against Allison Schultz. Fly ball, calling for it all by herself. Katie Sorensen, she takes it, and that's out number 2 for the Conquistadors. And now for the Conquistadors, they are down to their last out, Allison Schultz, number 21, leadoff hitter for the Conquistadors, and the great shortstop she's got, ready to go. 6-2, Scripps Ranch Falcons. Shot taken by Katie Sorensen, and that is it, everybody. The Scripps Ranch Falcons, they are the 1998 Division II high school softball champions. They had to fight back. They were ahead off the superb pitching by Dana Sorensen all the way through the bottom of the 7th. Sorensen ran into trouble, and so does the Falcons as a team. They allowed 2 runs to score and tied it up. But in the top of the 8th, the dam broke open, and the Falcons scored 4 more, and that's where we end. Final score here at UCSD, Falcons 6, Serra 2. The Scripps Ranch Falcons once again named the 1998 Division II softball champions. On behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'm Dan Williams. Thanks for watching, and as always, we'll see you again.
It'll help us, we don't want to be talking softball, we're thinking baseball.
Number 6, outfielder Sam Jalop. Number 7, first baseman Linnea Manuma. Number 8, utility player Dana Jewell. Number 9, utility player Sonia Larimore. Number 10, outfielder Charisse Thompson. Number 11, pitcher Megan McDonald. Number 12, second baseman Jackie Ahinga. Number 13, catcher Brooke Johnson. Number 14, outfielder Allison Sobek. Number 15, outfielder Shauna McDonald. And number 21, shortstop Allison Schultz. The Conquistadors assistant coaches Susan Skinner, MJ Griswold, and Joe Skinner, and to accept the runner-up plaque for the Division II runner-up Serra Conquistadors head coach John LaVita. Congratulations to Serra, the 1998 Division II runner-up, and Principal Dave LeMay. To announce the roster for the 1998 champion Scripps Ranch Falcons. Number 15, Nicole Palmer. Number 4, outfielder Rebecca Sandoval. Number 5, second baseman Taylor Edwards. Number 6, outfielder Crystal Thompson. Number 7, shortstop Alicia Ortman. Number 11, outfielder Panoa Mateo. Number 9, catcher Tiffany Chambers. Outfielder number 8, Katie Illiman. Number 12, pitcher Dana Sorensen. Number 15, outfielder Adriana Velasquez. Number 14, second baseman Raina Elliott. Number 16, first baseman Katie Sorensen. Number 3, outfielder Brooke Shaw. Number 2, third baseman Chrissy DeLeo. And number 17, outfielder Christina Kraus. The Falcons assistants are Amy Cloyd and Steve Herrera. And to accept the championship plaque for the Scripps Ranch Falcons, head coach Allison Kenda. Division 2 softball champion.
I think we should do I am or something. One last one. Time right here. Right here. I am.
Standing with me is right fielder for Scripps Ranch, Christina Klaus, and you kind of started all that melee in the 8th inning. What happened out there?
I don't know. I just knew I hit it back to the pitcher, and I was really mad at myself. And they decided to go home, and next thing I know, I was on third base.
Did you see when you're running the bases all that was taking place? Did you realize you just scored 4 runs?
Yeah, I just saw everybody going in, and I'm like, geez, you know, I'm like, just keep running.
What were you thinking about when they came back and scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th?
I was really, I don't know, I was disturbed, and I was just hoping they wouldn't score another one so we could just keep hitting and doing what we do best.
What do you do best out there as a team?
We play defense, and we're up and help each other, and we're really good with the bats.
Great with the bats tonight. Ended up scoring 6 runs, 4 in that 8th, and you broke it wide open. Congratulations on a win and a championship.
Thanks a lot.
Great. That's Christina Klaus. Standing with me, Crystal Thompson. You were a major part of runs being scored today. Tell me about a couple of them. Is that something that you do all the time?
Okay, my team will speak for me. My team will speak for me.
So what are you thinking about? You're going out there and they score 2 in the bottom of the 7th. What's going through your mind?
What's going through my mind? At what point in time?
They come back, you guys are ahead 2-0, bottom of the 7th, they tie it up. What's
I had no doubt coming into I had no doubt that we'd come together and we'd pick it up because, I mean, we've worked all season for this, and I'm just glad that, you know, we all came together as a team to take this.
So what do you think are the team's greatest talents and abilities out there on the field?
What do I think of it?
Yeah, what do you think of your talents and abilities?
I think...
What do you do best out there?
As a team?
How about just you individually, first of all?
I could tell you.
So you feel the team, obviously you come up with a great championship, right?
We do. We did.
And in regards to what it takes to be a winner, what is it that this team has that comes out on top today?
We came together as a team.
Okay.
We came together as a whole, and we went out there and took this thing.
Okay, well you did take this thing.
Yes, we did.
2-2 at the end of 7, you break it open 4-2. You were part of that scoring entourage at the top of the 8th. What happened out there? Do you even remember what happened out there?
We won.
All right, that's right, 6-2. Congratulations on a great win. Tiffany. 3 more superstars of this Scripps Falcons team. You are?
Tiffany Chambers. Taylor Edwards. Brooke Shaw.
Now, first of all, let me ask you, do you guys call each other up and talk about who's going to braid your hair for the game?
Yeah, we have a big party before the game.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you
Part of our ritual.
Was that the night before?
No, this morning.
Okay, this morning. So now you guys as athletes probably have to get to sleep early. Do you have a curfew the night before a big game like this?
10 o'clock.
Now, what time do you really go to sleep?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, that's great. That's great. And in the in the center we have Taylor Edwards. Now, how you doing, Taylor?
Fine and
How are you feeling right now?
pretty damn good.
Do you realize that you guys are now the Division II champions for '98?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes, Taylor, but that's okay. What is it that makes this team work so well together?
Because we just love it. We just love being together, and we all want the same goal, which was this, and we just knew we were going to get it. And we all believe in each other.
Very good. And Brooke, on the far side, how long have you been playing softball?
About 10 years.
10 years. Can you remember every single name of every team you've been on before?
No.
Give me 2 names of 2 teams you've been on before. Before high school, though.
Oh, before high school?
Yes.
Thunder.
Thunder, okay.
And Scripps Ranch All-Stars.
There you go. Congratulations. 3 more superstars. Congratulations on the win in the championship.
Thanks very much.
Very good. Standing with me is Alicia Ortman, right?
Right.
And Dana Anderson, and then on the end you have who?
Chrissy DeLeo.
All right, Christy. So what did I say?
Dana Sorensen.
What did I say?
Dana Anderson.
Well, hey, it's okay. I called you Sorensen the whole game. I was calling you a lot out there. So what did Coach tell you before the game? What you guys had to do to win today?
Kill him.
How? How have you done it all year long? Would you describe
With the bats.
It? With the bats.
Yeah.
Do you guys have special batting practices? Do you go to anybody in particular, or is it something?
Well, in the beginning of the season, we went to batting cages, but now we go just out to the field and we just hit out in the field at regular practices.
And how did you feel going into this game? What did you think you were going to try and accomplish here?
Base hits all the way. You know, just get base hits, help everybody out, keep everybody pumped up.
Well, you know, it kind of helps when you have someone on the mound, kind of like Dana Sorensen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Dana, do you ever, do you stay aware of how many strikeouts you have during a game?
I try not to, but.
Do you know how many you had today?
No, I stopped after that 7th inning.
Okay, you're right. After the 7th inning,
Okay, I don't care about strikeouts.
you had at least close to 14, I believe, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Nice and shy as you are. What's your record for the number of strikeouts in the game?
Well, are you talking 7 innings or?
7 innings.
Something like 15 or 16.
So this was pretty close today. Did you feel in control the whole game?
I did, and then the 7th inning came, and I think I let a couple go over the plate. I shouldn't have, but up to there, I felt great. Yeah.
So what is it that you think is you call your special pitch, with your bread and butter? What is that you think?
A rise. I think so, yeah.
So what are all the pitches that you throw out there today?
I threw screwballs, curves, rise, drops, off-speed curves, and a couple of changeups that were not very good. And if you see those rolling in dirt, those are supposed to be changeups.
Do you ice your arm down or anything after the game? Do you have to do something
yeah,
like
if I remember. Yeah, I mean I did that the other day.
Congratulations, that's great. Now, what are you going to do right now after the game here? Besides, are you going to Disneyland? Or
team party. Team party.
Now, what are you guys going to do at the team? What do you think is going to happen at this team party?
I'm going to go get some ice and I'm going to pour it on Crystal. And some water, and I'm going to pour it on top of her because I'm all wet. That's what I'm going to do. Get some nice big bucket and pour it on everybody.
Do you guys have a team cheer that you guys have at all?
Yeah, we do.
Let's get the whole team in here and do a team cheer, okay? Come on, everybody.
Where's the girl that got me wet?
I'm gonna back up because our cameraman Alan is right here. So let's move around, Alan.
I'm out of film. Sorry.
I'm going to go down here. Now, wait. On the count of 3, I'll point this to you. You guys do it, okay? You guys ready? Alan, you ready? 1. Okay.
Tiffany!
Just follow, guys.
1, 2, 3.
I am a better softball player today than I was yesterday, but not as good as I will be tomorrow.
All right, girls. But she wants to do it by herself. Okay.
No.
All right, Tiffany. Thank you, everybody. We had a super game we had here today. At the top of the 7th, it was Scripps Ranch, really with the pitching of Dana Sorensen, who had this game into control. 2-0 was the score, but it wasn't over. Going into the bottom of the 7th, it was Serra Conquistadors who came up miraculously with 2 runs, and that's where we ended at the end of regulation, 2-2. But Scripps Ranch wasn't finished yet. Top of the 8th, it all broke open. 4 runs scored by Scripps Ranch, and that's how it ended. Dana Sorensen went the whole distance, 8 innings, got herself the win, and of course the championship for this Scripps Ranch team. Final score, Scripps Ranch Falcons 6, and the Serra Conquistadors 2. On behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'm Dan Williams. As always, want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.